Of course.
And these end up in our landfills and end up in our wildlife, and we're gonna find creative ways to make accessories out of your plastic bags. So it's very simple. You start with any plastic bag. We have a fun pink one here.
Okay.
And you take your scissors.
Should I grab a pair of scissors as well?
Sure, you can cut up that half of it.
Okay.
And you're just gonna cut strips any way you want. So let's get cutting, ladies.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So just cut all the way across?
All the way across. It doesn't have to be uniform. You just want some strips that you're gonna work with then.
Okay.
Kind of like these. We have a few cut ahead of time.
Sure, sure.
The idea behind this is everyone has plastic bags and you never know what to do with them. So this is a fun way to update old bracelets, headbands, necklaces, all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
So you're just gonna recover it.
Okay.
But now that we have our strips,
Yes.
we're gonna take some of these old bangles that we have. And it's very simple. What you do to start with is grab one of your strips.
Right.
Okay.
Put it through, and you're just gonna knot that bag on there.
Okay.
So now you have your bangle and its bag tail. Take the long strip, and you're just gonna wrap it a little bit and start wrapping it around that bangle. You can do wide strips, you can do fun little twisty ones. This is a great project for families too. It's pretty easy, as you can see. You're just wrapping things around it, and then the parents can always do any parts that are challenging. So when you get to the end of it, like I have, this is where safety first, hot glue gun. Always make sure a responsible adult is doing this, and you're just gonna wanna put a bead right along there. And then before it dries, lay the bag over it, and it's now adhered. So that part is set. And then you just keep doing that with more and more strips.
Wow, I like
I love
this.
this. This is excellent.
This is really the easy part. Take your scissors and trim up these ends just a little bit.
Okay,
There.
wow.
Do a little snip, do a little snip, just to make it a little smaller.
Okay.
And this, you can choose to leave it like that if you want.
Right.
You could even do one that's all knots and have a fun little fray bracelet. Or if you want those ends in, this is a soft touch, so I'll show you how you do it.
Okay.
Get your lighter, you can get one at the dollar store, and you want to hold this above it a few inches, and then you'll start to see the plastic melt.
Oh.
And it will just melt and adhere itself to it.
Okay.
And it really just makes it stick then. So you go ahead and you do that a few times, and you're all set to go, and all those fun little ends
Well, we
will
need to
be
finish
tucked
this,
in.
Lizzie. I need to wear this
All right,
bracelet.
we need to finish this up. So we'll tuck in those ends, make sure they're sealed up, and there you go. You have a
Wow.
few little things sticking out, but you can always finish that up too.
Okay. Let's see how it moves right on there. And there we have it. How about that?
And there you go.
Okay.
And there's a world of accessories you can do, but you had mentioned the headbands, and Véronique has a wonderful exercise headband tutorial for us next.
Okay.
We're going to create a headband out of a used t-shirt. So grab your favorite t-shirt, your old college t-shirt, and what you're going to need for this project is a pair of scissors, tape, and a large size t-shirt. And you're going to begin with cutting off the hem. We're going to create 5 strips from the t-shirt. And we'll just use these. And Lizzie, if you can take one and just kind of stretch it out
All right.
so that it gets nice and long. Sandra, you can take one as well.
Okay.
And we want to make sure that the ends get a little curly.
Okay.
They start to curl
so
at the
stretch.
end. So stretch it out, just like that.
You're moving
Okay.
right through
Wow. That's pretty cool.
that. Very nice.
So we have our 5 strips now. And we're going to just cut the ends of them so that we have a long piece. And we can start to braid it from here. So just gonna cut all 5 pieces at the ends. Just wanna take all of the ends and grab them together. And we're gonna use, once we get started here, we use our handy dandy tape to just tape it to the surface. That'll keep things nice and steady for us.
Okay.
So just make sure that you keep all 5 pieces separated so you can braid easily. We want to begin with taking the first piece and just wrapping it over the second. And then the third piece, you're going to wrap that around now your second piece and take the last piece and wrap it around that second to the last. And then the third, you're going to wrap it to the second to the last as well. And you'll repeat that until you get a nice braid. So we're just going to continue braiding until we get all the way down to the length of our choice. And that should take about 30 minutes in total for the entire project. So the braiding could take anywhere from 10 minutes to 15 minutes. Alrighty, so once we get down all the way to the end, we're just going to cut about 2 inches off from the end. So we could do that as well. And then we're going to just untape the other end and start to braid both ends. So you just take one end and the other end and you tie a knot, tight knot, until you do all of the ends. Knot until you're all done. And once you get all of those knots done, you're just going to trim the remaining pieces off and one by one with the scissors there, and you'll have a headband. So the final piece will look like this.
Wow.
That is
cute little
very pretty.
Headband that you could wear to work out or casually. So there you go.
Do you mind putting it on so we can get
Yeah,
a sense of what it
sure.
would look like? Nice.
So the final product will look something like that.
Oh, very cute.
Yeah.
Veronique, that turned out really nice.
Thanks, Sandra. It's so easy. It was great.
Well, speaking of easy and t-shirt projects, that's our next one.
Okay.
Like we said, you always have them around. We're gonna make t-shirt bags, and it couldn't be easier. So if you have a sewing machine, this is super easy, but even if you don't, you can hand sew it, you could staple it, or even duct tape because the stitch ends up on the inside.
Okay.
So it just needs to be durable. And what you're gonna do is take your t-shirt and flip it inside out. Easy enough.
Okay.
Then you wanna take the hem down at the bottom, make sure it's relatively flat, set it in your sewing machine, and you're just gonna follow the hemline for your stitch. If you wanna be my driver,
absolutely.
we're a little high up, so just press down on it, yep, and it goes, and then I'm gonna do a lock stitch, you put it through there, and then you just go straight across. Couldn't be simpler. If you were using an adhesive of some kind, you just want to tape up. Your goal is just to make sure the bottom of the bag is sealed.
Okay.
And we are good.
Alrighty.
Pull up, grab your scissors, snip it off, and now you have a solid bag. So go through your neckline, grab the corners, one side, flip it inside out. And then you guys can do these next steps for me. Break it up. It's very easy. We're just gonna cut a neck hole. So somewhere right along in there.
Okay.
You're just making a bigger hole. And then if Veronique wants to do the next one,
Sure.
you know, your bags usually have about 1 inch or 2 strap. So you're just gonna cut from right below the armhole
Okay.
up to somewhere in there. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be straight. You're just cutting a nice little strap there.
Well, these are just creative ways to reuse. This is awesome.
Oh, definitely. And a t-shirt I might wear to the gym or in my garden, but this reusable bag, I'll take with me to the store or to the
Right.
farmer's market. Sometimes right along the seams with that thicker fabric, it takes a bit, but you just snip right on through and ladies, we are done. So that is our easy t-shirt bag.
Nice.
Wow. Absolutely wonderful. I would have never thought you could do so many wonderful things with t-shirts.
And we do have one more project to do today, Sandy, but it's going to be an online exclusive. So we have an example over there if you want to pick it up for me.
Okay.
Do a little sneak peek of the project. You're going to want to check out the City of Tallahassee or Go Green Tallahassee's Facebook and YouTube pages for the DIY tutorial.
Okay, I can't wait to learn more about this.
it'll be a lot of fun.
Thank you all for being on today's show.
Thank you. We had a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm
I
glad.
did, thank you.
I'm glad you all had I did. I've learned a lot. And I hope our audience have learned a lot too about going green and things that you can do to save the environment. And that's not just smart, that's EcoSmart. For WCOT, I'm Sandra Manning. Thank you for watching.